Wel, helo. Siwr I chi? Sut â chi? Yeah. Croeso cynnes i'r Rhyl. Mae fendigedig gweld gymaint ohonoch chi yma. Mae bron iawn mor lliwgar ag oedd i'n Gaerdydd nos Lyn pan oedd Cymru chwarae bel. Dwi'n gwybod faint ohonoch chi fi oedd yn y gêm. Oedd hi'n mynd yn dda am y 10 munud cyntaf, yn doedd? A wedyn oedd na foment. Oedd na benderfyniad dadleuol. Rhywbeth droth y gêm yn llwyr. Ac oedd e fel rhyw fath o ryw sliding moment yn dod yn ystod, sliding doors moment yn ystod y gêm. Welsh football is littered with those sliding doors moments, isn't it? I won't mention Joe Jordan in case I offend the Scottish colleagues who are here today. I suppose it's too late now. Paul Bodin. Yn fwy positif, wrth gwrs, ambell I gic rydd gan Gareth Bale. Ond I ni wedi cael nifer o'r sliding doors moments na, nid yn unig mewn pêl-droed. Ond yn hanes Cymru, Welsh history is littered with those sliding door moments, even back in Tudor times, when Elizabeth I, by sheer accident effectively, saved the Welsh language. Because her goal when she agreed for the Bible to be translated into Welsh was to further the Protestant faith. But inadvertently, of course, by doing so, she made sure that the Welsh language was a religious and social language for Wales for centuries, effectively giving us the bilingual nation that we're so proud to have today. Dwi'n siarad lot am bêl-droed heddiw, ond wrth gwrs mae bodolaeth Cymdeithas Bêl-droed Cymru a tîm cenedlaethol Cymru yn ddatganiad yn diwe o fodolaeth Cymru fel cenedl, the Football Association of Wales. It came about, of course, after England had played Scotland, the first football associations, and there was a hunger generally for more international games, and clubs in Wales came together, feeling that they should also take to the field. But that decision made in that hotel in Wrexham means that today we have an independent Welsh football team and that we can take our place on the stage as an independent nation in a sporting context. More recently, of course, the referendum, the devolution referendum of '97. It was close. Razor thin. It could have gone either way. Again, a sliding doors moment, wasn't it? Imagine what Wales would be like today had we lost that referendum. And just hold that thought. Because we know that there are forces mustering in Wales today that would take all of that away at a stroke. But we did win, didn't we? And for the first time in centuries, of course, Wales had a degree of self-government. A drychwch pa mor bell da ni wedi dod ers hynny mewn cwta 5 mlynedd ar ugain. Look how far we've come since then. The Assembly became a parliament with lawmaking powers, with tax-varying powers. We have a Welsh treasury. You know, these are the trappings of an independent nation state. But we also know that we have a long, long way to go. And the injustices and the inequalities that we see every day around us remind us of that. O HS2 I Stad y Goron, mae'r anghyfiawnder a'r anghyfartaledd yn cnoi ac yn corddi. Tra bod Llywodraeth Llundain, wrth gwrs, yn anwybyddu'r anhegwch yna, ac ysgrifennydd gwladol Cymru yn cyfiawnhau yr anhegwch yna ac yn dweud yn gyson bod Llundain yn gwybod yn well. The Secretary of State for Wales isn't for Wales at all. She defines Wales by what we can't do and not by what we can achieve. She wants to hold Wales back. But we here are a clear statement that we want to lift Wales up because we know that this isn't as good as it gets. We know that we don't have to settle for Wales as it is. If being a part of the United Kingdom is so good for Wales, then why is a third of our children living in poverty? Why do we have to suffer some of the worst housing stock in Western Europe? Of course, they tell us that Wales is too small, too poor, and too weak to stand on its own 2 feet. Well, as I speak to you today, we know, and we only have to look at the horizon, that Wales is generating twice as much energy as we use. We're a net exporter of energy. But at the same time, of course, 1/4 of our homes live in poverty, in fuel poverty. It's shameful. That's the record. That's what being part of the United Kingdom gives us. We have some of the highest levels of winter excess deaths, elderly people dying before their time because they can't afford to heat their homes in an energy-rich country. Water, heaven knows we have plenty of water in Wales, don't we? But similarly, the price we pay for Welsh water is higher for our own water than people across the border pay for Welsh water. Now that isn't fair. We're a nation rich in water. Similarly with food. Nearly 90% of the land surface of Wales is dedicated to food production. It's agricultural land. We should have the safest, securest source of food as a country. Yet we are more dependent on food banks. And there are warnings that child malnutrition is an emerging problem here in Wales, in a food-rich country. Energy, water, food. This is the currency of the future. Wars are being fought around this world for these natural resources, and we have them in abundance. Wales is rich, so don't you ever tell or let anybody tell you that we can't stand on our own 2 feet. We will stand on our own 2 feet. We can. But of course it won't just happen. Independence won't just happen. We have to make it happen. We mustn't let our future be decided by sliding doors moments anymore. Mae angen I ni berchnogi ein tynged. Mae angen I ni feddiannu ein dyfodol. We need to take ownership of our destiny. We need to take charge of our future. Starting, of course, with securing the strongest possible representation of all pro-independence parties in the Senedd after May. So let us rise. United, determined and proud. Let us reject the narrative that Wales is too small, too poor and too weak. We're a nation rich in natural resources, yes, but also rich in spirit and in resolve. The future of Wales won't be decided by chance or by others. It'll be shaped by us, the people who love this land and the people who believe in its promise. So let us seize the moment, not as another sliding door, but as the open gateway to a new chapter, a chapter written in our own words, in our own voice, and for our own future. Together, we can build a Wales that stands tall, that speaks loudly and governs itself with courage and compassion. So let's make it happen, my friends. Wales isn't too poor. Wales isn't too small. Wales isn't too weak. Wales is ready. Diolch yn fawr iawn I chi gyd. Diolch yn fawr.